All right, welcome back to another video, Lord Moblers. In this one, I'm just going to go after some research information, and I'll make it very brief, just kind of jumping across some of these. One of the main points that I want to make is the path that you're going to be on for T4 if you want to go down that path, and that's the path that I am sending this particular account down. So when you look at economy on your research, the main things that are good in here are the weight training, which will increase your army capacity. The resource harvesting, if you gather resources, and gem harvesting, you'll get eventually gem loads that you're able to harvest. And if you want to increase the speed on that, that's something that you might do in economy. But in order to get to T4, I will say, side note here, that all of these have to be level 10 except for the gem harvesting. In order to even go over here to military, make all these 10. You can get to 9 here, but you need the economy at level 10 in order to finish these off, which after you get to building level 25 for this academy, then you can open these up. But in order to get building level 25 on the academy, so if I was to hit upgrade here, I need a castle level 25, but also the castle wall, the watchtower, vault, battle hall, altar, trading post, and infirmary. And the trading post, the altar, in order to build that, you also need your prison level to be 25, which takes handcuffs, and the battle hall takes, let's see, what is that called? They're, war tombs. Tomes. Tomes. They have tombs and tomes in this game, so in any case, you need those. And so in order to do any kind of research that you need to eventually arrive at T4, you need all of economy at 10, you're going to need all of these at 10, and then you'll need one of each and every building, basically. That's the way to think of it, at level 25. And once you do that, then you're going to be able to unlock these T4, Heroic Fighter, Destroyer, Heroic Cannoneer, Drake Rider, all of the above. You got your Siege, your Range, your Cavalry, and your Infantry. And then after that, you can go into Furious Defense, Furious Durability, Furious Offense, and kind of unlock some of these extras that give you boosts in your attack power or your defense during Fury, and so on. So that's all really good stuff there if you're looking to be in an attacking account. Monster hunting, I believe strongly in monster hunting, but I won't touch it until I'm done driving my military forward. And even further than that, I will be driving my familiars forward, because this is a great way. Doing familiars is a great way to boost your entire gameplay. And we'll talk about that again. I've gone into a little bit of detail in another video, so that's a place that you can gather most of your information. But just speaking strictly of gyms, you got the gymming gremlin, which will give you gyms every other day, and then you've got Hoarder at familiar level 4. Once you get that far in at Pact 4, you'll have Hoarder, who allows you to increase the amount that you can invest into your treasure trove. And that's something that's huge. You know me in defense. I don't believe in any bit of defense. I don't touch it. Upgrade defense, same thing as doing the actual defense. I don't touch it. But upgrade military is a good place to do a couple of different things. One of those is quick swap. And that allows you, when you're up here later, you want to quickly swap something out, like construction set helper. If I click apply, then it'll change all to my construction set. Right now I'm set up on infantry, so I'm not going to do that. But the point is that when you do that research on army leadership upgrade our military, when you do that quick swap, you'll get a couple of options depending on how many you do. Even 2 or 3 is super helpful to be able to just very quickly press a button and swap into all the gear that you want to wear to get whatever done, whether it's construction, which they automatically have there for you, construction and research, but also if you want to hunt, or if you have a familiar building setup or research setup, there's different combinations of things that you can do, so that becomes real useful. And the subsidies are also very helpful because you can get the cost of building a T4 down. And let me tell you, it's expensive. The research is expensive, and then the resources are expensive after that. For every T4 that you build, they're awesome, but they are very resource intensive. So when we're talking about monsters, we went over that. Army leadership, this one's a good one. This is another way to increase your max deposit, and the way that you send resources back and forth, instead of sending 2 million at a time, it'll help you send 6 million at a time. Pretty awesome stuff there. The infantry, ranged, and cavalry wedge are things that will help you, and the phalanx here, the ranged and cavalry phalanx, are formations for your troops. So that's something that you're going to be able to get into and change around the formation based on who you're attacking. So you might want a cavalry phalanx if you're attacking a infantry strong player. And that's something to really think about. And it also increases your max deposit. So there's a lot of goodies right here in Army leadership. Military command. I haven't gotten too far into this, but this one's good for darkness invasions. Just as far as attacking any kind of darkness, you'll increase things like your speed for your troops, the number of troops that you can carry. This one in particular talks about your coalition, like your team member, when they send troops, they get them to you faster. Versus this one talks about when your whole army marches on the actual darkness, how fast it goes. And then increase army size, the maximum army size that you're able to attack with. It also has max deposit in there. It's full of goodies. These furious offense and furious defense durability, that's super, super awesome to add to your attack power against any enemy anywhere. I like doing things that increase my attack power everywhere that I'm at, and say I go into fury, anywhere that I'm at, I want to be able to do it, not just on the wonder, which is something that you'll be able to do with wonder battles here. So we'll go into more detail about that here in a second. But familiars and the Pact 3 I've talked about, you want to be able to get to. In order to get to Pact 3, I'm going to have to unlock level 5 of Anima storage, pack merging speed, pack merging cost. And then in order to get those, I'm sure these will probably have to be at level 5. But when you get to Pact 3, I do like Pact 4, but let's be honest, you'll spend so much time on Pact 3 building up everything that you want to build for every familiar that is worth it inside of that pact, that by the time you're done just doing Pact 1 and Pact 2 if you want, and mainly Pact 3, you're going to be able to come back to this and get Pact 4 in a perfect amount of time while you focus on other things. Familiar battles is a great thing to focus on because, again, anytime you have a familiar in battle, which is against your main enemies, player enemies, other player castles, it's against Dark Nest. Anytime you bring your army anywhere, you're going to have familiars in them as long as you've unlocked a battle slot like I have here. So unlock a couple of those or 3 of those, and that depends on how quick you're building your familiars, but those are super awesome to be able to build. But again, as you go up in size, you eventually run into these archaic tomes, and those are expensive to be able to use. You need them to do certain other research, like this military stuff right down here. You're also going to need those archaic tomes, so you got to kind of divide your attention, and those are expensive. They're definitely not the cheapest things in the world, so something to watch for. And then sigils, I haven't actually done this one myself. This is something that looks interesting to me, but it just looks like you build up some basic weight training stuff. I'm gonna have to actually come back to you guys on this one once I know a little bit more, which will be in the near future. But I do know you'll get these little wolf sigils, and then you could attach them whenever you open this. For example, this helmet sigil, you'll be able to attach the wolf packs that you're building up into this slot, and it's going to add some kind of something for you, and I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'll have to come back to it after I do either more research or actually jump into that, which I would love to do in the near future. Wonder battles. This is for battling for any of the forts or base, and when you're on that, if you're doing battle on those grounds during the wonder battles, perfect. You're going to want to be a strong lead, first of all, which we'll get into some other time, but also this type of research is going to help you come off as one of the strongest, baddest boys around. It's going to add to your impact on the field a lot. So that's something to look into if you want to be a lead. And gear, again, we're going to have to use those tomes, archaic tomes, to build these. So again, dividing your attention among more things. But gear is where you're going to open up the Lunar Foundry, and that thing is this thing in the middle that you might be wondering what in the world it is. You can craft things once you've opened up the Lunar Foundry inside of gear, and this is how you're going to take your T4 that you've built, and you're eventually going to make them T5 by crafting new gear that makes them a Luminary Guard, a Luminary Avenger, a Marksman, and a Lion Force. So that is everything on research and the path to T4. If you have any comments, questions, hit me up on the comment section. And otherwise, if you find these helpful, which hopefully they are, then, hit me up on the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.